Hi guys, welcome to FIFA 22. We are going to be starting a creator club, so let's get into it. So the club name, we are going to go with Spen United. So the team, Spen United. Nickname, what we're going to look for here. I think, have they got a United in there? So yeah, we are just going to call ourselves United. Short name, I'm just going to put SUG, obviously SpenUnitedGaming. So we're just going to put SUG in there. Looks like you've got to have a certain amount. No, that's fine. So SUG, abbreviation again, and we'll put SUG in there. Right, so we'll advance on there. So the team we're going to replace, we are going to be playing in the lowest division in England, so League 2. I think obviously Barrow is only a one-star team, so we could potentially take out Barrow. I think we could actually take out Oldham Athletic. Obviously Oldham have been in big trouble financially, so I think that's who we're going to go with. We'll take out Oldham. So the rival, I think we'll have a rival as Salford City. Obviously I'm a big United fan, so that can be our rival. See if we can obviously get promoted quicker than them. So we're going to look at customising our home kit here. Let's have a look at what options we're going to have. We're going to look for something a little bit fancy. I think that's the one for me. So we are going to change the colours though. I do want like a blue. Quite like that colour, to be fair. Obviously, as we get into the seasons, you can change the kit every season, so we will be utilising that. If we just look at the name, yeah, I'm happy to keep that white as well. I think that's not too bad a home kit, really. Right, so that's going to be the home kit. The away kit, obviously we've got blue, so we do need to have quite a different second kit. So we may go red actually. Red and blue. Happy with that. And then the number, we're obviously going to go for a black on this one. So pretty decent kits there. Crest, I think, have a quick look through the crest. Obviously we need it to stand out a little bit on this kit. I do like the shield, so that looks quite nice actually. So we'll go with that one. Pretty happy with that shirt, to be fair. So the stadium, we are going to rename the stadium. Obviously we're starting in League 2. This is going to be obviously a one-star team. I think we're going to be looking for. In FIFA 21, I did finish my last save in FIFA 21 was a youth to glory kind of save, and that's the first one that I've done. So that's definitely what I want to be looking at for this one. Obviously, this is ideal in the fact that you can start with a full youth team. Obviously, in 21 you did basically have to go in, and it took at least a season, maybe 2 seasons, to get rid of all the old players. So at least with this one you can just start with a youth team, and that's what we're going to be looking at, really starting the youth team and then building it up. So I think we're going to start, obviously, League 2, I think 9,000, that's 9,800, we're going to go with that. So we are going to change, we are going to have the, I think SUG Arena seems like a decent kind of name for us. So SUG Arena, that's going to be the stadium of choice for us. So in the stands, obviously we had a predominantly blue, so we are going to go blue in the stands. It was blue and red, wasn't it? So we could go blue and red as a duel. I think we'll obviously go blue seats as well. Yeah, we'll go with that. Obviously see how the stand looks. I think I'm going to go pretty simple. I do like the large horizontal. They're just the normal, really. I think we're just going to go with that line colour. I'm going to keep it white. And then the grass, happy with that nice emerald green. So the nets, so you've got lots of options here. We could go for the blue and yellow. The atmosphere. I think I'm going to leave some of this editing until later on. So yeah, we're happy with all that. Let's get into the squad. So like I say, I think we're going to go, a one-star team. Obviously there is quite a few one-star teams in the League too, so that's what we're looking at. And I think, like I say, I want to have a very young team. So obviously I want everybody to grow. I want it to be a case of we do minimal transfers. I want obviously this to be our starting team, obviously once the potential starts to drop and obviously we've reached their highest potential, then we have to leave them behind, really. That's the only time I'm really going to be changing people. Obviously we will be utilising the youth scouting as well, so it will chop and change, but it won't be a case of we're going to be buying real players. It's going to be more the regens. So transfer budget, we are going to start with just 1 million. That's obviously the minimum. Some board expectations, I think we're going to, obviously we want to be youth focused, but I think I might actually, you can customise it yourself. So let's have a look. So domestic success determines the board's urgency on achieving top honours. Kind of want that to be medium. Obviously we're going to be very young to start with, so I can imagine just staying in the league's probably going to be quite difficult. Continental success, obviously we're not going to have any of that. Financial, in terms of how demanding your board is financially profitable. A high priority will increase the expectation to spend less and earn more. So like I say, we're not actually going to be spending anything really, so I'll have the finances as high. Brand exposure determines the expectations that your club reaches worldwide popularity. So again, we're going to go very low, just for this first season really. Obviously this is just about staying in the league really and trying to grow some of our young players. Youth development, we are going to put that as critical. So this says, how important is it to develop the youth academy? That's pretty much what we're going to be doing throughout. Everything's going to be about youth academy. So I assume, so obviously this is our squad, but I thought you could actually choose the formation. So obviously that's not looking like we are going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 is the formation that I like to use. So you have to press regenerate. Yeah, so we are looking to regenerate to a different formation. We're looking for that 4-2-3-1 formation to come up. And that is the one. So yeah, so 4-3-2-1. Does say very young, but that is a pretty good ratings by the looks of that team. So I think I'm going to be quite happy to picking up those youngsters. So if we have a quick look at the squad, so it's a one-star team. I think that should be okay. I don't think we want to be going any lower than that. But yeah, so even though it says very young, the ages, they are still quite quite old. A lot of the players are like in their 30s, so that's not actually what we're looking for. There is a lot of 20-year-olds there, so maybe it will be a case that we do obviously have to sell some of those players. But I guess obviously this is the team that we're starting with, so we'll just see how we go on, and obviously start bringing in the youth players as we go. So it's create a club, so I guess this is the team we're starting with. But yeah, that's how we'll go on. So if we advance onto that one, so these are the settings I'm going with. So it is going to be world class to start with. Obviously we will change if it becomes if it is too easy on the difficulty. We could maybe change the sliders. European competitions, obviously we're not going to be involved in any of that, but not going to worry about that. Transfer window, I will leave it open. Obviously if we go through the squad, I do want to be able to loan people out. If there's some youngsters that's not going to get any game time for us, we may as well loan them out straight away. International job offers, we can disable that. And strictness, we are going to go to strict. I do like to keep it as realistic as possible. So here's our first press conference. New manager starting at SpenUnitedGaming in League 2 here, so we may as well go for a tournament with the most prize money. I'm just going to sim through pre-season. Obviously this first episode, it's basically just about introducing you to the team and getting the team up and running really. So let's have a quick look at the emails. So obviously that's who we're going to be playing in this pre-season tournament. We are going to have Borussia Dortmund second team in there. So quick look at the youth academy. So it looks pretty similar to last season. So actually got quite a lot of players in there. I think obviously anybody that's 38 overall is not going to be anywhere near ready for us, so we will release some of these. Samari has actually got some potential there, 66 to 90, so I think we'll keep him in there. Montero, 45 overall, and not a good potential. Lopez, only 40 as well, but his potential is not great. He's 15 years old, so maybe we don't want to get rid of everybody at this point. Obviously, we've got to look into our squad. Evan Robinson's looking good there, 61 already. And he's got a decent potential, up to 83. Ray there's not great, 49 to start with. And Wang, I think we'll definitely release him, way too low. So yeah, we'll possibly come back to those later and put them on some training. So visions and expectations. This is what we're looking at for our first board objectives. So youth development, obviously we're critical. So sign at least 3 players younger than 20 with greater potential than the overall rating of average rating, so we should be okay with that. Like I say, we're going to be doing a lot of signing from within. We're not going to be buying outside anywhere else. Sign 3 players in your youth academy to the defender position, so we will be sending out scouts, so obviously we'll have to possibly limit it down just to defenders. Long term then, we've got within 2 seasons have at least 3 players from your youth academy sign in the first season, play at least 30%. So again, that's a great thing for me. That's exactly what we're looking for really. Run exposure, short term, get 20 games with at least 1 goal scored this season. So hopefully we shouldn't be having a problem with that. But again, we'll look into the squad in a minute to see how our attackers stack up. So financially, finished the season with £640,000 unspent allocated funds. Again, that should be pretty easy. We will be looking to obviously save as much money as possible, really. I did, like I say, in FIFA 21, I took Grimsby from League 2 and we was just about to go into the Premier League, and I was still only spending, I think it was about £70,000 a week on wages, like into comparison to a lot of the other Championship teams that were spending like £500,000 a week. We was like still at 77,000, so that's kind of telling you how realistic I want to try and keep this save. And then long term, we've got make 6.9 million profit from youth players sales. So again, we've got 3 seasons for that. That shouldn't be a problem. I will be looking at, obviously, when we get big offers for, obviously we're in League 2, so I'd say like a promotion team from League 1 possibly, or even a Championship team comes in for one of our better players or one of our best players. We are going to be looking to sell players on, like I say, keeping it as realistic as possible, really. We're going to be using our youth scouts to, obviously, as a conveyor belt, really. So it won't be a case that we will just be blocking every offer. So domestic success, same finish mid-table. I think that's pretty good. Reached the round of 16 for FA Cup. That's possibly a bit harsh. Obviously, I think we're going quite early, so we're going to need to win a couple of rounds to get to that one. So that could be a little difficult. It means obviously we probably do need to prioritise the FA Cup that little bit more. And then the long term, within 2 seasons, fight for promotion. So like I say, definitely this first season we'll be looking, I'd say mid-table is a good option for us. So that's pretty perfect. And then the second season, once we've grown our players a bit, then we could possibly look to push for promotion. So again, that's perfect. And then we've got no continental. So all in all, those board objectives look pretty good. So yeah, we've got 3 stars, 2 stars. So yeah, realistically, we're not going to be using them this first season, so I'm not going to buy any more scouts in the minute. That could potentially where we use our money come January or maybe next season. So that's the youth scout. So let's have a quick look at our staff. So yeah, 1 star, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Obviously, as I'm going to hire the scouts, I will keep it realistic to the point of, obviously we're a 1-star team, so that's the kind of scouts I'm going to have. So it's going to take us to move up the leagues, get better teams, or develop our team to get us to the point where we're like a 3-star team or a 4-star team, and then I can actually improve our scouts. So what I am going to do is just go in and just get a couple of 1-star scouts. So we're going to have a Spanish and an Estonian there. So we are going to go straight in and go for set up the scouting network. So in England, obviously we've got the English scout, so we may as well send him to England. We'll go 9 months. I think we do go defensive minded. Obviously that should mean that we get more like the centre backs or CDMs, and obviously that's going to play into our board objectives. So we'll go with that for England. And also I'm going to keep it domestic when it comes to where I scout. So Estonia here, we are going to scout again. I think I did seem to find that Wales was a good one. So 9 months in Wales, and I did always go for the wingers. Got an awful lot of really good wingers in Wales, so we'll go with that. And then with Enrique here, So I do tend to just go with the British Isles. So we've got England and Wales. So we can go, I think, Republic of Ireland. We'll go 3 months with Republic of Ireland, because then we can obviously go 3 months with Northern Ireland, 3 months with Scotland, and really mix it around. So Republic of Ireland, I think we'll go for any day. So that's how we'll send out the scouts to start. We'll just have a look at who we've got here. So 25-year-old Alex Waters, 64 rated, so he's looking like he's going to be our starting keeper. Again, 25 is a little older than I would expect, really, but I guess obviously we can, as we get the youth players in, if we can get some decent youth players, then we can start to phase some of these older players out. Obviously, I want to try and keep it as young as possible, but we won't just get rid of, obviously we've got some players at 23, 24, so there is some 29-year-olds. Like I say, we could possibly move them on once we get some decent centre backs and we can start to grow our own youth players. So let's look at this. So Waters, then obviously we've got a couple of youth players. Keepers, obviously I'm assuming it's going to be the same as 21, where basically you just really need one keeper. So we could actually put both of these lads up for loan. Obviously their contracts are expiring in 12 months, or the first two guys are, so I think we maybe loan out young Bobby Phillips there. So left back. So obviously in between episodes I will go through and actually go through all the roles and really try to nail down some contracts maybe as well. That's how we could possibly use some of our money, and really give everybody a development program. But yeah, so we've got James Small here. He's 58 rated. He's going to be a backup to Chad Campbell there. So Chad Campbell, is he left-footed? He is left-footed. So I do like to obviously have a left-footed left back there. He can play right back as well, but so he's looking not too bad there. Chad Campbell is a little bit of speed. The stand tackle's pretty good, so he don't look too bad. Obviously he's 23 years old as well, 64 overall already, so he's looking a good player to really get started with. So James Small, I think straight away we will put a development plan in just to put him as a left back. So we're not going to be playing, we are playing the 4-4-2, so I'm going to be playing that left back, so we'll change him to a out-and-out left back, so he's not the wing back. Obviously we've got Ryan Bailey here, so he's right-footed centre back, and we've got Arlo Sharp, he's another right-footed centre back, so they're both 69 rated. So really good ratings, but so I guess you put Sharp as the left sided. He's got a slightly better weak foot. Booth's right-footed as well, so straight away obviously you can see there we do need a left-footed centre back. Ryan Bailey is 29, well both centre backs are 29, so obviously we've got straight away two positions or two places where we do need to get a youth player in to try and start to move them up. So Carter Booth, 6'7", so he's a big lad there, but he's not looking terrible. He's got some decent stats in there, so I'm definitely using 54 overall. He's 24, so he's definitely got some room for growth in there. But centre back is something where we need a couple of couple of new players, a couple of young bloods there. And obviously you do have position change, so as we go through you'll be able to find out if there is new players that can move over. So Jake Dixon's right foot, he's 25 and we've got a 26-year-old, so he's looking reasonable. 59, obviously it looks like that's going to be the weakest area we're going to have at the minute, right back. And on last year's game, obviously right back was a bit of a problem thing, like the wing backs were a little bit, you could get plenty of centre backs, but the wing backs you struggled with sometimes. So CDMs, we've got 3 CDMs there. So we've got Lucas, 69 rated, so he's 6'4", so got decent stamina. He's not the quickest, but he could potentially. So he's got good tackling as well, so he could drop back, but obviously you're talking, then would you move one of these centre mids a little bit further forward? Possibly not. He's 6'1", 6'3", so his jumping's pretty good, so his acceleration's quite poor. So maybe Arlo Sharp, with him being really quite slow, his jumping's not amazing. That's his passing looking 57, so he's not the greatest passer. Could potentially move him into CDM instead. So Ryan Bailey does have CDM in his thing. So again, that's something I'll look at off camera. So Burrows, he's quite poor at 49, so he's 16 years old, so we'll put him on the loan list to start. Like I say, already you're seeing that you can move people around, and the team is going to have to be moved. So Archie Beard he's 6'6", so again, CDM's probably going to be a bit of a place that we need to look at. The fact that you've got 2 CDMs who's quite giant. Aidan Rogers, not looking too great there. 5'5", fleet-footed winger, I guess, but yeah, I do like to play wingers as well, so maybe I have to change him to a left winger. He's got decent dribbling, so just put into his development plan straight away. Get these players moving in the right direction to how we're going to move our formation. So I think we're going to put him as a left winger. It's saying 7 weeks, just pushing that further forward. I do like to have like the right foot on the left wing and then the left foot on the right wing, so they can cut in. So that's kind of what I'll be looking for. So Felix Godfrey, obviously we're not going to be playing centre mids, so we do need to look at who. He's not looking too fantastic. So position change. CDM's 98 weeks. That's not good. Obviously just 20 years old, so we could potentially loan these boys out again. Dexter Fleming, he has got CDM already in his position, so hopefully it's been much less for him to be a CDM. It's still 33 weeks, so that's not ideal. And Godfrey, he is actually saying that he's reached his peak as well, so that's not good. So maybe put Godfrey onto the loan list. So cams, so we do have 3 cams there. So we've got Ellis Ward, 31 years old, so not the best. He is reasonably quick. Crossing's not bad, but I'd say that he is definitely going to be the best cam we're going to have at the minute. Do need to find one of these who can maybe play more as a winger. Again, crossing's not great, but decent dribbling. Maybe look at, but again, he's 29 years old, so maybe cams aren't really the best way forward. So we've got 3 cams in there, so possibly going to need to get rid of one of those. It's got Ellis Parks. He's only 53 overall, but 20 years old. So we are struggling with wingers. Did we have any in the youth academy winger? We have a look in there. So we did have Evan Robinson here. He's a left footer, so he's perfect for that right wing. 61 overall, so we will call this boy up straight away. He can straight away be a decent player for us. And then we do have really not much else. Ray, not terrible, but 49 overall is not going to be any good instantly out of the gate. And if we have a quick look at the board of expectations straight away then, so just with calling the youngster up has obviously completed one of those, so that's going to be perfect. And then obviously if he does become a regular, he's going to help with the long term as well. In fact, that he'll be hopefully a mainstay for us. So we do need to just adjust his Rogers. So he's going to be our left winger. Rogers 57 is not terrible, so he could possibly go straight in as the left winger. And then we'd have Evan Robinson, obviously our youth player. He'll be going in as the right wing, so we'll just go into the development plan. Young 17-year-old and get him straight into the first team. So hopefully we won't need much time to adjust him. It is just the 2 weeks, so pretty good player there to have. 17-year-old Evan Robinson straight away can be a star for us, really. Good acceleration, good speed, so we can just improve his dribbling a little bit and his finishing. I think he's going to be a fantastic player for us. So straight away we've looked out there, and then if we look at the strikers, obviously we've got O'Connor here, 68 overall. He's 28 years old, so like I say, obviously I think this first season we're going to see that we are going to have some players that are obviously overall is going to be pretty good, so it's going to help us with this first season, but they probably won't last. They're not going to be a long-term player. It's just going to help these youngsters like Ellis Moss, 22 years old. It's going to obviously give him a year to grow and obviously improve his stats. He's got decent finishing there, Ellis Moss, so he'll be a good backup. Reasonably quick. Stamina's not great though, so obviously come on in sub appearances. You've got Michael Phillips, 6'1", and not the quickest. His technicals need a lot of improving. And he's got playmaker ability, but I think he's another one that you could possibly loan out for a season and see how you go. So Ellis Parks, like I say, he's going to be the backup for Evan Robinson, you'd say there. So yeah, it's coming together, not too bad at the minute. Obviously we're going to need a backup left winger. At the minute we've just got Aidan Rogers there. So we need a right-footed player to be out on that left wing. Obviously I'll look through and see if we can actually move out. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave this first episode. Obviously we've had a quick quick introduction to the team. We just make those changes quickly. So obviously we're going to have Rogers going in at left wing, and Evan Robinson, who's our new wonder kid. Hopefully he's going to make a fantastic right winger there. But yeah, in between episodes I will be going in obviously in more detail, going through the team, and we'll go through all the instructions. But that's where we'll leave this first episode. So next time, come back and we'll move on a little bit more. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.